Here's our unique marketing method on how we scaled to over 16 million in our second year using micro-influencers.
I remember back when we started off with the micro-influencers, and that's your Instagrammers with 2,000 up to 10,000 followers. There wasn't many people that were utilising that group of people for promotion and for boosting their product online, because people were automatically drawn to the larger influencers. What James and I decided amongst ourselves is that we wanted to push out a lot of product to people that were going to give us genuine content. These are people that weren't influencers as such at the time. They were ecstatic that we'd reached out to them. They felt amazing, so they would post for us more than once a week. It was also a very cost-effective way to launch at the start.
It's also building brand awareness. We didn't look at it as a conversion marketing tactic. We looked at it as, let's build as much brand awareness as possible, get as much user-generated content as possible, and then if in the long run it converted into sales, that was really just a bonus. There's so many different attributes to micro-influencers that you can really benefit from rather than just sales.
Yeah. And really what we were doing is, I think we're building an army of people that were going to support us and push our product, and then also building up a database of people who could then promote our next product, the second, third and fourth product.
We actually databased for 3 months before we launched, and what we would do is we would just literally go on Instagram and just find girls who we thought were suitable to work with. We eventually decided that the sweet spot was anywhere from 2,000 to 10,000. A response from the micro-influencers was really, really high. We thought that at one point it would maybe only be 5 in every 10 that would come back and say, look, we'd love to work with you. But for the first 1,000 that we reached out to, it was 9 out of 10. When they don't often post for brands, their followers buy into it even more. And I think that's why it worked so well from us in the beginning.
It also allowed us to track who was working and who wasn't. And then that further led us to develop our target market. And I guess we got some results back from sending out such large amounts of product for free each week. We'll be able to pick up characteristics of the market that we were selling to.
And what that allowed us to do was, in the future, every product that we then launch, we would use the same micro-influencers. They would be ecstatic to receive the new product, and what we would do to make them feel special, we would almost send them the product before we even sold it. That way they had the product ready to go for when we launched that product.
So at the start, when we had our first product order, I think we ordered about 5,000 units. Or 4,000 units. We dedicated at least a quarter of the stock to micro-influencers. And we really just thought, how can sending to people with 2,000 to 3,000 followers who are legitimate everyday human beings who love skincare, if they're going to post it and they've never posted for a product before, it's way more intriguing than seeing a sponsored post where people know that you've just paid for it. So that was our strategy at the start, and I think it definitely helped us grow. And because we had so much traction and we really knew that the product worked as well, it sort of spread like wildfire. So because we sent out that 1,000 units, they all told their friends who loved the products, and it just spread, and we went state by state, really.
And as soon as we sent the first 1,000 products out to the micro-influencers, we straight away made our second order, which was a much larger quantity, because we saw the traction that was gained from it. And we also saw the user-generated content that we were getting from it. We had a Google Drive set up, and we would put all the content from the post into that folder, and we knew we had enough content for the next 3 to 6 months to post on our social media, which is extremely important.
If you're just starting out and you're sort of piggybacking off what you've got in your savings to start, and it's a small amount, what we would recommend doing is allocating a small percentage of stock to influencers, so maybe 10%, purely for the fact that they're going to give you content that you need to make more money off the units that you're going to sell. E-commerce is a business that is a content business. It's online, people buy because of your content. So it's really important to get UGC, user-generated content, out of the products that you're sending out. So definitely put aside 10% of the stock so you can get that content in and create high converting ads that will then make you money off the 90% of stock that you have for sale.
And I think that's a great way to think about it. That way, you may be spending money here, but you're also saving money here for the first 3 months.
Fast forwarding to now, 3 years on after launch, we still do micro-influencer work. We obviously work with a lot larger influencers now because we have the budget to do so. But the core ambassador work that we do, or part of it, is definitely micro still. So we still send out to 500 micro-influencers a week. When we're launching into a new country, such as the UK online, we typically like to send out at least 1,000 units a week to that area, just to get people talking about it and just to get even videos with people with a UK accent talking so we can make video ads for that local market. The way you can find such a large group of people is just going through Instagram, finding someone in Birmingham, for example, from the UK, press on their account, press the drop-down blue button and go through similar accounts. Instagram's algorithm will group similar accounts.
We think micro-influencer marketing is extremely important because it gives you a diverse channel of advertising. If you're just relying on Facebook, Instagram, Google, it's not enough. You don't want to be held for ransom by them. You want to be able to ensure that you have a different way to market your product to build brand awareness and brand equity. And we've used micro-influencing, and we definitely think it's a great strategy for anyone who's launching their business to use that strategy to grow not only their sales, but to also grow their brand. 2.5 years later after launching Alya Skin, we now have almost 10,000 to 15,000 influencers on our database that we've databased over the years. And whenever we're ready to launch a product, we've got a list of influencers ready to go, list of influencers that we've already worked with. And I think that's extremely important for us because we're going to be launching new products every 3 months, hopefully for the next 3 to 5 years. So we need new people, fresh people that haven't been connected with our brand to now push our brand and to get some more brand awareness out there. We definitely think it's important to launch with micro-influencers because if you decide that you want to launch with 3 or 4 massive influencers who have a following of over 100 or 500,000, it may not be so effective because no one's heard of your brand at that point. Whereas if you use the first 3 months or 6 months of launch just to work with micro-influencers where it's cost effective, you can get your product out to 500 or 1,000 different people, then by the time you do decide to work with the macro influencer after 9 months, all their followers probably would have heard of your brand because your product would have been out there for so long already, and it'll be much more higher converting.
And I think that also limits the risk of losing money from paying a big person to post, especially in a new market. So definitely go for the small influencers first, flood the market, get people talking, and then finish off with your larger influencers and make sure you have access to their content too to run them as ads. Micro-influencers are so powerful when used properly, and I hope some of the tips that James and I have given you will help you out.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hey guys, hope you're loving our videos and that you're getting heaps of value from them. If you are, make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe to join the Foundr fam. If you did enjoy this video and want to continue to master your skills, make sure you click here to access your free training now, where we'll go into way more depth with this founder.